Imagine waking up to find that prices have surged by a staggering 33.69%. That's the current reality in Nigeria. This year, for the fourth time, the inflation rate has hit a new peak, reflecting a critical juncture for the nation's economy. In the coming minutes, we'll delve into the multifaceted causes of this surge, its profound impacts on daily life and the broader economy, and explore actionable solutions to mitigate these effects. This isn't just a number, it's a signal of deeper economic challenges. But what's driving this alarming inflation rate? Let's peel back the layers of this complex issue, starting with the Central Bank of Nigeria's monetary policies. Recently, the CBN made a decisive move to combat rising inflation by increasing the monetary policy rate. Ironically, this well-intentioned action led to higher borrowing costs. As businesses grapple with these elevated expenses, the trickle-down effect is palpable, with consumers facing steeper prices for goods and services. Turning our gaze globally, we see how international events are intensifying local economic strains. The aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with ongoing geopolitical tensions, such as the Russia-Ukraine conflict, have severely disrupted global supply chains. This disruption translates to higher import costs and a frustrating scarcity of essential goods within Nigeria, further inflaming inflationary pressures. Back on domestic soil, the agricultural sector is wrestling with its own set of challenges. Factors like climate change, persistent insecurity, and insufficient infrastructure have hampered food production significantly. This decline in agricultural output is not just a statistic. It's a day-to-day hardship for Nigerians, as reduced food availability leads to skyrocketing prices. Moreover, the Naira's weakening position against major currencies is another piece of this intricate puzzle. As the Naira depreciates, the cost of imports surges, adding another layer of complexity to the inflation scenario. These factors combine in a perfect storm, each feeding into the next, escalating the overall inflation rate. With prices skyrocketing, how does this affect the average Nigerian? As the inflation rate soars to 33.69%, the daily lives of many are being reshaped by economic pressure. Families now find that their money doesn't stretch as far as it used to, making it increasingly difficult to afford basic essentials like food, housing, and healthcare. Businesses, too, are feeling the pinch. The unpredictability of inflation makes it challenging to set stable prices or make long-term investment plans. This uncertainty stifles growth and innovation, adding another layer of difficulty in an already tough economic climate. Moreover, the gap between the wealthy and the poor widens as inflation disproportionately impacts the less privileged. Those with lower incomes spend a larger portion of their earnings on necessities, leaving them more vulnerable to price hikes. The erosion of savings is yet another blow. As the value of money diminishes, both individuals and businesses find it less appealing to save or invest, fearing their capital might lose its value overnight. The consequences are severe, touching every corner of life in Nigeria. So what can be done to turn the tide against this economic upheaval? Firstly, embracing fiscal discipline is crucial. By crafting a balanced budget and trimming government expenditure, we can effectively control the money supply and help curb inflation. This approach not only streamlines government operations, but also sets a tone of financial responsibility. Secondly, there's a pressing need to revisit and adjust monetary policies. The Central Bank of Nigeria might explore alternative strategies that effectively control inflation without stifling economic growth. Fine-tuning these policies could lead to more sustainable economic conditions. Moreover, investing in key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and infrastructure could significantly reduce Nigeria's reliance on imports while bolstering local economies. These investments would not only provide jobs, but also ensure a more stable supply of goods, which could help keep prices in check. Lastly, implementing targeted social protection programs is essential. These programs can shield the most vulnerable populations from the brunt of inflation, providing them with much-needed relief during turbulent times. With thoughtful strategies, there's a pathway to stabilizing Nigeria's economy. Inflation at 33.69% is a wake-up call for urgent and decisive action. As we've explored, the surge in Nigeria's inflation rate is driven by a complex interplay of factors. The Central Bank of Nigeria's increased monetary policy rate, global supply chain disruptions, severe food insecurity, and significant currency fluctuations have collectively propelled this upward trend. These challenges have profound repercussions. Citizens face diminishing purchasing power, businesses grapple with uncertainty, and the specter of heightened poverty looms large. Moreover, the erosion of savings discourages investment, further stifling economic growth. In response, a multifaceted approach is vital. It's imperative for policymakers to implement fiscal discipline, adjust monetary policies, and foster investment in critical sectors. Additionally, launching targeted social protection programs will mitigate the adverse effects on the most vulnerable groups. For Nigeria, the time to act is now. Ensuring economic stability is imperative for the nation's future. By uniting efforts and embracing innovative solutions, we can steer the country towards a more prosperous and stable economic landscape.